I'm filming this at like 10 at night and it is so hot. And first of all, the way that it only gets dark at like 9, half 9 at night really throws me off because my body's like, I need to get ready for bed, but like it's daylight and I don't know how people do it in other countries where it stays light for like 24 hours. I really don't know how that doesn't like throw them off. Anyways, enough about me complaining. I just want to take a second to say that I am going to be talking about like body image in this and like my insecurities and stuff. I'm not going to go into too much depth and I'm going to keep it light, and this is going to be a really positive video. But if that does trigger you, then maybe don't listen to this one, and I will see you in the next one or talk to you in the next one. But yeah, I'm not going to go like in depth. I'm not going to get too deep and dark into it. I'm just going to be literally mentioning stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, it is that time of year again when I realise I have no summer clothes and I really struggle with what to wear and what outfits to make because I literally don't have any summery clothing. And every year I tell myself this is the year that I'm going to get clothes for the summer that I feel good in and that I feel comfortable in. And I never really do. Like I kind of try and then I really struggle and then I give up and I kind of just stay inside or dress up way too warm for the summer weather and end up feeling like I'm going to actually melt. Although I'm pretty sure it must be hotter than it was last year because, like I said, I'm in the UK, obviously, if you can't tell by my accent. And I remember the day after my birthday last year, I went to have lunch with my best friend and I literally wore black trousers and a black sweatshirt. And my birthday is at the end of June. I was melting actually, and I did have to take the sweatshirt off, but still, it's still May, and I wouldn't even think about putting on a sweatshirt right now. Absolutely not. And I don't know if that's because I've grown and I'm getting past my insecurities somewhat, or if it's just so hot that I don't even care. Honestly, I think it might be just a bit of both, but yeah. For context, I can be very insecure about my body and my face and just my appearance in general. I've sort of had issues with my body image ever since I was a teenager, and I think overall it's not as bad as it was. I've definitely grown and I have a lot more self-love in general for myself, and I just also have a much better understanding of what mental health is and about my mental health specifically. I've always preferred like the cooler times of the year anyway. I really do want to enjoy summer more though. And again, through the years, I've found that actually I do appreciate the sun more and I do appreciate summer. I don't love it. Like my sister loves the sun, she loves the heat, she loves to sunbathe and get a tan and spend lots of time outside. That's not quite me. Like I'm not there yet, but I still do enjoy it a lot more than again I did when I was a teenager. I think also when I was younger, it was probably a mix of body issues, but also I had body acne, which I still do now, and I am still a little insecure about showing my arms because of the added thing of the acne. But I had this realization the other day where I feel like it's not as bad as I think it is, which is probably just the case for most things in life anyway. I randomly thought of this memory like the other day, I think. I remember being a teenager, like 13, 14 maybe, and there's this river about an hour away from where me and my family live, and it's a pretty chill place. A lot of people go there and swim in the summer. And one year my parents took us there to go swim, go in the water. It's not very deep at all, and there's one bit that's really popular. It doesn't really have a strong current or anything. It's very safe. It's like closed off. It's fine. Anyway, I remember being so insecure about showing my body in a bathing suit and a swimsuit, but also insecure about showing my body acne as well, that I wore shorts over my bathing suit and I wore a t-shirt as well. I'm pretty sure it was a Paul Frank t-shirt as well because I was obsessed with that brand at the time. So it was a white t-shirt with the monkey face on it and the monkey face was pink. I know that's a random detail that doesn't add anything to the story, but that's how vivid this memory is for me. Like I forgot about that Paul Frank phase and I forgot about that t-shirt. So yeah, we get to this river and we're hanging out, me and my family, going into the water, having a good time. It's a sunny day, it's a nice day, but it's quite chill. There aren't that many people around compared to when it gets completely packed. But yeah, there's a few people around, not many. I remember there being 2 teenage girls though that were maybe the same age as me, or maybe a couple years older. And there was a point where they were looking at me and kind of whispering to each other. And I knew they were talking about me, and they were kind of laughing, and I hear one girl make a comment to the other, and she says something along the lines of like she's wearing a t-shirt, right? Like something about me wearing a t-shirt. Awesome. I don't know why me wearing a t-shirt was such a big deal to them and so funny to them. Maybe me wearing a t-shirt implied that I was insecure and that I had something to hide, and that was funny to them. I don't know. Maybe I completely misunderstood what they were talking about, or maybe they just didn't like monkeys. I don't know. But in that moment, I took it as that they were laughing at me because I was wearing a t-shirt and I'm not wearing a bikini, and that's just funny to them. I don't know. And I felt really, really insecure about myself in that moment, and I felt really embarrassed that I was wearing a t-shirt, even though the t-shirt was supposedly covering up what I was insecure about. And then I suddenly realized that like even if I took the t-shirt off, I would probably still feel very insecure because I would be showing my arms and I would be showing my acne, and those girls would have probably seen that and made fun of it too, or found that funny too as well. So really either way I would be feeling shitty about myself, and these girls would be laughing at me anyway. The reason why I remembered this memory was because I saw a TikTok, and it was a woman, and she was discussing the fear of being seen, or like the fear of going after what you want, and kind of basically saying that whatever you do, people are always going to have thoughts and opinions about you, whether you hide and stay quiet or whether you're out here being seen. People will always find something to say and to hate on or to talk about. So by that logic, you might as well just like be you and do what you want to do, because then you're having a good time, and like either way people are going to talk shit, you know what I mean? Which I kind of already knew. I think hearing it out loud just like made me realize like, oh my god, yeah. I think it also just made me think about my own experiences with this, and because for example, I've always been kind of a quiet, chill person. I'm never really the loudest in the room. I don't really feel the need to fill every second with conversation. No offense to those who do, by the way. You do you. And yes, I can be quite anxious at times, and yes, I do sometimes try to hide myself and not be perceived or noticed by people. But overall, I would say I'm quite quiet anyway, just naturally. So whether I'm doing it on purpose or whether I'm just being authentic to myself, I always get these annoying, infuriating comments. People basically come up to me and they say, "You're so quiet," and I'm like, yeah, so like that's just me. I'm just chilling, like I'm letting you do your thing. Let me be quiet and do my thing. Which I know doesn't sound like an insult, but it's, I don't know, it's a certain way that people say it and they just bring it up and they point it out like it's the most like, you know, weirdest, strangest thing in the world, and it's just me being me. So yeah, it made me think about whether I speak or I don't speak, because there have been times when I've stopped myself from speaking or expressing myself in general. But whether I speak or whether I'm quiet, people will always kind of say something back or make a comment or have a problem with it, so I might as well try to be my authentic self in every situation, whether that be letting myself be quiet when I want to be and then expressing myself when I feel called to do it. But also in terms of like clothing and the way that I look, no matter what I look like, I feel like people are always going to have an opinion, and they're always going to perceive others in a certain way, perceive me in a certain way. I think I definitely put way too much weight on what others think and care way too much about how others might perceive me. At the end of the day, I'm just constantly trying to remind myself that that shit doesn't matter and it's not that deep. Just like speaking or not speaking, those girls would have probably laughed at me if I wasn't wearing the t-shirt just as much as they did when I was. So I can look back on that with compassion and sympathy and understanding for myself, but I can also be there for my teenage self and say, hey, that doesn't matter, like it's not that deep, it says nothing about you and you're beautiful, like who cares what those girls think. The reason why I was kind of thinking about all of this and reflecting about it was because, like I said, it's that time of the year where when I kind of panic about what to wear, making an outfit kind of becomes a little stressful because I'm trying to find clothes that I feel good and comfortable in, but also won't make me get heat stroke, which has proved extremely challenging in past years. Although I will say I am quite proud of myself and very thankful to last summer's me because I managed to find 2 jumpsuits on Vinted last summer that I really love, and I wore them on literally rotation last summer, like, and I've been wearing them a lot recently too. They are probably going to be my staples this year as well, while I try to find some other bits and bobs to wear throughout this summer. So yeah, that's something. But anyway, so this bank holiday, I went out on a walk with my family and it was so hot. I was like, okay, the only thing that I can realistically wear and not faint from the heat would be one of my jumpsuits. And I'm kind of still a little insecure about my body and about my body acne. And I put on the jumpsuit for the first time since last summer and it fit so good. It fit the same. Like, I thought I looked so good in it. And yes, they are kind of like the strappy ones, so even though my legs are covered, which thank God, I feel like I'm okay with showing my arms, but legs still is very much a work in progress. But anyway, I was looking in the mirror at my arms and I was like, okay, not bad. Again, like, I build up these things to be way worse than they actually are, and I do have like some nice toned arms, weird flex, but okay. But I think because I'm used to covering myself up, I just assume that I can't show any part of my body, because I guess it's just like habit. Story time. When I first got body acne, it was on my chest and back, and now my back's cleared, but the acne sort of migrated, I guess, to my shoulders, and now it's on my upper arms too. So I don't know. But anyway, I was looking, and a part of me was like, oh God, people are going to see this, and I don't want people to see this. I don't want people to judge me and my acne, and I don't want people to laugh or be grossed out. And then another part of me was like, okay, it's actually not that bad. Who cares what other people think? I think I look good. I think I look beautiful. I think I look kind of cute. I thought back to that video and that memory, and I told myself, whatever you do, people are going to find something else to talk about it. So just live for you. Stop living for other people. And yeah, I went out in my cute little jumpsuit, showing off my arms, and it wasn't that bad. I didn't melt away in the sun, and I had a really nice time in a really beautiful forest trail with my family. So the moral of this story is to just be you. Just do you. If you are loud, be loud. If you're quiet, be quiet. If you want to wear a shirt that shows your arms and your acne, or if you want to wear a shirt that covers your arms and covers your acne, it doesn't matter, because people will always have something to say, so you might as well just pick the option that you feel you want to do. And I know it does kind of sound a little sad at first when we realise now that we live in a world full of arseholes, essentially, where everyone kind of thinks they're allowed to have an opinion on everyone else. And yeah, I know free speech is a thing, but I guess people just kind of use that as an excuse to be horrible to other people. And yes, that is very sad, but I think flipping it around and finding freedom in that and comfort and being like, well, it doesn't matter what I do, so I might as well live authentically and be myself. There will always be people who don't like your authenticity, but then there will also be people who love it and love you for it and will always lift you up for it. So it's basically however you want to look at it. It's perspective, it's whether you want to be sad about it or whether you want to embrace it and find comfort in it and just be authentic. By the way, this wasn't a drag to loud people. I love people being loud and expressing themselves. By the way, I love chatty Cathys. I obviously am also a yapper. I just meant that I don't like people who make comments about me being quiet, because it's just like pointing out the obvious for no reason. Like, I don't go up to you and be like, wow, you're so loud. So like, don't come up to me and be like, wow, you're so quiet. Anyways, yeah, I hope this landed in some way. I hope this helped in some way. I hope this made you feel better about things and helped open your eyes to the possibilities and the freedom you have to just be yourself. Also, I finished the first half of season 6 of Teen Wolf, and Oh my gosh, it was so like there are some seasons of Teen Wolf that are like a literal horror movie. I know so many people make fun of Teen Wolf for like bad acting or like bad CGI, whatever. And yes, it does have its moments, but I think overall it's such a creepy show. Like some episodes, I literally watched like this could be an episode of X-Files. Like this is creepy and gory and ugh. I feel like my childhood of watching X-Files was just like leading up and like preparing me to watch some of the episodes of Teen Wolf because oh my gosh, it's terrifying. Especially season 6 at the beginning when I don't want to spoil it, but like whatever, when the villains take a main character, it is so terrifying and also really sad, and then the season's just not the same without them. And I know the point of the show is to like be a teen drama, and I do kind of love it, but I feel like such a grandma sometimes because I'm watching these kids run around and I'm like, where the hell are the adults? Like how is Melissa okay with Scott just like out here like whatever, you know? How is like every adult in this show is either like trying to like kill a kid or they're just like, meh, we'll just let the kids handle it. Like, what? But yeah, I am kind of nervous. I'm on like the last bit of Teen Wolf. I don't really know what I'm gonna watch next. I don't know if it's because I watched it when I was a teenager, but I like feel very nostalgic and like Teen Wolf has like a very special place in my heart. Not I know it's not that deep, but it is to me. And I don't really know what I'm gonna do when I finish it. Like what I feel like the vibes won't ever be the same. And also, everything that I want to watch, I now have to pay for on Prime. There are so many shows that I'm like, oh yeah, and then I look on Prime and it's like, we do have it, but you have to pay more. So that's amazing. I started Outlander like a year ago. I watched like the first episode. And for some reason, I got a bit like freaked out about it. Which I mean, it's not horror, but I don't know. I got very scared for Claire because there's a lot of like, what can I say? There's a lot of horrible men in Outlander. Just watching the first episode, I was like, oh god, like she's not safe at all. A few months ago, like at the beginning of this year, I was like, okay, I want to give it another shot. Like I'm prepared now. I feel like I'm okay. Like I need to like, you know, give myself a pep talk of like what's coming. And then I went back on Prime and it was like, oh wait, no, like you have to pay for it now. And I was like, oh great. So yeah, I watched the first episode and I really want to watch it all now. I'm scrambling. I'm like trying to find a show that I can go to after I finish Teen Wolf because I'm so close to finishing it and I feel like these videos won't be the same without my Teen Wolf updates, but I don't know. And I really want like another supernatural show as well. Like I could finish Vampire Diaries and I could watch the originals as well, but I don't know. I love the Vampire Diaries, but I feel like I stopped watching it because I was just getting a bit bored and I feel like it just doesn't have the same vibe as Teen Wolf. Anyway, yeah, I will leave you with that very first world problem and I'm gonna get ready for bed now, and I hope you had fun listening to me talk about whatever I was talking about and I will yap to you very soon.